Boxing purists, look away, because what was once thought to be a sideshow or a novelty act is now as legitimate as they come. According to his advisor, Nakisa Berdarian, YouTube star turned boxer Jake Paul has signed a multi-fight promotional deal with Showtime Sports, ending his most recent pact with Triller. News of future opponent, location, and date are forthcoming. Now, Barack, I said it a while ago that if he passes the physical, he has a boxing license, and he trains a real 2-month training camp, like, I cannot, ignore the fact that he's a legitimate boxer. That's not a question to me anymore. I do see Jake Paul as a legitimate boxer. Now, is he one of the biggest attractions in the sport, though? And I'm including real boxers here.
You can only judge that by numbers. And yes, and I've also said, we can't say you got to respect every man that goes in the ring, and then all of a sudden you find a guy you don't like, so now you don't respect him. You just can't do that. Even these YouTubers versus TikTokers, which I think looks crazy. They're risking their lives in there. So if they want to get in there and hurt each other, fine. But you can get hurt. This is not something you play. What I would choose to do is probably not watch. But is he one of the biggest stars in boxing? Yes, because he's in boxing. And he hasn't even fought a boxer yet. But he has the audience, brought him over from his YouTube world, brought him into this world. And people are just curious. But I do think it's going to get better. I do think he's going to start fighting boxers. At least I hope so.
Barack, I want to touch on another thing regarding Jake Paul. When he started to really make some noise in the boxing world, a lot of people felt, including myself, felt that, hey, this guy doesn't really need to box, right? He's made money, plenty of money, with views on YouTube and, all of the shenanigans that him and his brother perform out there. But I think the tide is shifting. I think that boxing is starting to pay him more than he made on YouTube. Is it safe to say now that he actually wants to fight for money because he wants to get big purses in one night the way boxers are used to getting?
That's a tough question, because I think he sees that he can make money. I heard him say how much money he made the past couple of fights. It was millions each one. But I think it's bigger than that. I think it's a strong desire just to be great at something that he feels like he loves. I think that's the beginning of it. But just like every other boxer, they want the money. And I'm sure he wants the money. He's used to getting millions, not getting punched in the face. Any sane human being will continue that route. I think if we'd ask Bottle Jack, hey, would you like to get step aside money and get millions, or fight and get millions? Maybe he'd say step aside. Maybe a lot of boxers would say that, but some people just have the love for it, and they're competitive people, and I think he's one of them.
All right, well, brother of heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury, Tommy Fury, he wants a piece of that clout. He calls out Jake Paul, him and his whole family, on Instagram. Check it out.
This boxing, it's in my blood. I don't play boxing.
If you see this face, you already know what it is. Don't matter the amount. Don't be scared.
So Jake, Logan, anybody else who's out there wants to back these, please hit us up. I'm taking all bets for any amount of money.
How much you got?
As much as they want. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Let us know. Tommy's knocking Jake the out.
Shug, what are you thinking?
Knockout.
Knockout.
Just that video alone really tells you how popular Jake Paul is. I mean, like, a lot of fight fans are a little upset. I don't know. How do you feel about his newfound fame, and how do you think fight fans feel about it?
I mean, his fame, he deserved it because he earned it. I might not like some of the things he does outside of the ring, but he's willing to get in there and fight. Like I said, I want to see him fight a real boxer, and this is the thing, like, who doesn't stop to see a fight when you're driving by? Fighting is curious. So you got guys like Shaquille O'Neal saying, I'll put my money up. He got more franchises, than anybody in the world. He has money. He's willing to put his money up to see that. He loves martial arts. He loves boxing. He boxed Sugar Shane back in the days, lost to him, you know. But this is the thing, like, if these guys are making noise in their genre, coming to boxing making noise in this genre, who are we to stop them?
Well, I know you want to see him fight a real fighter, Barack, but Tommy Fury is not going to be that guy. Here's Jake Paul's response to that video.
The desperation is seeping through the pores of the Fury family. It's quite embarrassing. The heavyweight champion of the world is on Instagram talking about Jake Paul, begging me to fight his brother. Listen, Tommy, focus on your fight that's in a couple of weeks that nobody even knows about, by the way. This right here, this clip will be the biggest promotion for your whole entire fight. Find an opponent. You're literally picking someone to fight you in 3 weeks who hasn't even been training. You come looking for me in Miami to try and find me in a gym. You know damn well I'm not in Miami. I'm in Puerto Rico. If you want to pull up here, I will gladly beat the out of you. I already knocked out an NBA player, so leave Shaq out of this. You guys are desperate. Tommy, you fight for $100,000. You have some ladders to climb to get onto my level, unfortunately, my friend. I'm not talking about this anymore. Peace out, you guys.
Man, well, $100,000 is not too shabby, Barack. I'll tell you that. There are tons of fighters out there that wish they can get a payday like that. But yeah, that's a savage response right there by Jake Paul, Barack. I mean, I wouldn't say Tyson Fury was begging. I mean, I seen him just point that way. But nevertheless, he's part of that video. Do you think that Fury and those guys, well, Tommy Fury specifically, is desperate?
Not really. I think they had words earlier, you know, and I think there's a little, little backstory to this, but it's like this. You say that's a savage response, but really, is it? Is that a respectable response from somebody who calls out everybody else in the world? And this guy, Tommy Fury, only has 5 fights. You have 3 fights. All of Tommy's opponents were losers, guys who will never win probably, so one guy had over 100 losses, so you basically, maybe you're the same level, maybe not, I don't know. So if somebody at this level is calling you out now, I don't think you get to use that excuse that, you only make 100,000, I make millions or whatever, because look, you got Shaquille O'Neal, who's more famous than you. You have Tyson Fury, who's the heavyweight champion of the world. You got so many people backing it. That's promotion in itself. So Tommy Fury doesn't have to be somebody that's super famous making millions of dollars already. I think this would be a legitimate fight for him because eventually he said he would start fighting boxers. Why not start with Tommy Fury? What's the reason?
I couldn't agree with you more, Barack. And I'll tell you what, looking back 2 years ago or so when Jake Paul was fighting Anderson Gibb on that card in Miami, I would have never thought that we would be here today with him being at not the forefront of boxing, but being a big conversation.
Thanks for watching this video. Please do subscribe All Media New York.